Hi everyone, this is Ali. Episode 87. I think I always forget. It's in the thing. This is an episode that I've been wanting to do for a while. If you might have noticed, we've done a few interviews and discussions with musicians over this past season of the TPR pod, and all of that had been building towards this one discussion that I wanted to have with someone, and that was basically about, as you have seen in the title, why Pakistan's music industry is dead. It's a very this. I think this is an episode for me. Maybe people might not care, and वो सब कुछ अपनी तरफ है. But we finally got Mr. Ahmed Naqvi. Ahmed साहब कैसे हैं आप? Thank you very much for making the time. I've been pestering you for a while, I must admit, but thank you very much for coming on the thing, man.
Okay, I have two thoughts. First of all, I want to make clear that their screenshots. You have not been pestering me for a while. You asked, and I was like, yes, let's do it. ये please मेरे खिलाफ slander ना करे. और दूसरा के TPR में T stands for the padded room.
Yeah.
So why do you call it the TPR podcast?
It's sort of turned into an NIC card.
Yeah.
And also the abbreviation has led to बहुत सारे लोग saying वो TRP वाला जो podcast है. I'm like, no, bro.
Yeah, I always think that.
Yeah, we're no relation. We have no branch. But नहीं, I mean pestering से मेरा ये मुराद था कि this has, I was thinking एक ज़माने में ना.
Yeah, you definitely brought it up a while ago.
And there were several ideas for how this episode would go. पहले मैं सोच रहा था कि we'll have a few musicians इनसे बात हुई है, and then हम एक counterpoint लाएंगे और ये होगा. But in the end, I thought I'd keep it like simple. Or it is a coincidence that I'm speaking to you. Not really a coincidence, but something I didn't realize the extent of. इस एपिसोड के लिए मैंने रिसर्च की, मैंने बहुत सारे आर्टिकल्स निकाले ना कि पाकिस्तान की म्यूजिक इंडस्ट्री में क्या सीन है, ये है वो है. और 90% में अहमद नकवी जो हैं वो कोटेड हैं हर आर्टिकल. I'm like, bro, इस बंदे ने सारी बातें की हुई हैं पहले से. But if you would entertain my request to rehash some of this information, recently we're seeing quite a few things in terms of Coke Studio or Velo or Yevo. And I spoke to a few musicians. I spoke to Kashmir, Zishan Pervez, Faraz Anwar, Natasha Noorani in this past 6 months. Something that I wanted to talk about in the light of ye Coke Studio vagera is why I believe, and as per what you have said in all of these interviews and articles where people have asked your opinion, Pakistan does not have a music industry. This is something जो कि बहुत जोर से फराज अनवर तो कह ही रहे थे. And weirdly enough, I have felt this way for like 10 years, but it seems that this is not really a widely accepted notion. तो मैंने सोचा कि I didn't really know how to schedule, like, break down this discussion. But chronology usually is helpful in sort of aligning things in my mind. तो मैंने सोचा कि I'd look at the history of Pakistani music, how things got here. And it appears I found this one article by Arif Azhar, and Arif Azhar ने recount किया था पाकिस्तान की music history, and I think Pulse के नाम का कोई वो magazine जो है उसके लिए. And he was talking about how in the 60s there was a lot of movie music, and then PTV came around, and then PTV with a lot of musicians. So the key indicator that he said that led to the decrease or a lack of acceptance in music is Bhutto Saab ka era. एंड ज़िया साहब का एरा, और उसके बाद जो बैड सीन हुआ था म्यूजिक का, इज व्हाट ही सेज इज द ट्रिगर फॉर द कल्चरल एक्सेप्टेंस फेलिंग. खैर वो एक अलग बात है. फिर 90s का म्यूजिक का जमाना आया गया.
So I feel I had a look at that article,
या
and I don't know. I mean, it misses out actually the most important thing, right? And in this particular period that you're talking about, and I don't know what question you were leading up to, but I'm, if we were
sure,
talking
sure,
about
no, no.
if the time is about timeline, so I think we need to first, you see, the conversation around Pakistani music is happening from a lot of people's personal recollections and anecdotes and stuff. And, someone like Natasha Noorani, in her work that she's done as part of a master's degree, there's very little actual research
Yeah.
that's being done, right? What is the data that's telling you? So, अब आपकी एक चीज जो इस म्यूजिक की गुफ्तगू में हमेशा लोग भूल जाते हैं, और वो इसीलिए भूल जाते हैं क्योंकि आप पाकिस्तान की तारीख भी इस पे बिल्कुल खामोश है. It's Zia is one thing, but really what people forget, and I feel we need to kind of understand it this way, is 1971. The partition
Yeah.
of East Pakistan and becoming Bangladesh.
Yeah.
और क्या कहते हैं कि एक तरीके में आप ये भी कह सकते हैं कि 47 से 71 तक there is one country, and then 71 to onwards is another country.
Yeah.
And how does that affect music and entertainment? Well, what happened is that you had a film industry in the subcontinent and what is now Pakistan. So in Lahore, for example, well before partition, right? It's in the start of the 20th century. And so therefore a film industry has all its like related artists, etc. And prior to that, music in this part of the world exists because of patronage. And that patronage either occurs at a darbar, which by which I mean a court at a royal political power, or at the dargah, which is shrines, right? And so the money there is coming from the population and from endowments from other rich people, etc., or the court, which is obviously the seat of political power. And so musicians in the subcontinent are like many other professions, it becomes a caste-based thing. In urban, particularly in the courts, there is the whole I mean, the word the wife is really in 2020 understood very differently from the kind of like role it performed. But so what I'm trying to say is that that was where your kind of musicians are coming from, right? There's your, because here's something very important. जो भी अब मैं इंडस्ट्री की बात कर रहा हूँ ना, तो एक ये होता है कि लोग एक ही बात सुन सुन के थक जाते हैं, तो लाइक ये फिर से रो रहे हैं कि इंडस्ट्री खराब है whatever, so fuck him. तो जितनी भी मैं नेगेटिव बातें अभी करूंगा इंडस्ट्री के बारे में, तो इंडस्ट्री आपको समझना चाहिए कैपिटलिज्म के अंदर एक इंस्टीट्यूशन है, राइट? तो वहां पे सीन ऑफ है, बट मौसीकी का सीन इज सो इंटरवोवन इनटू द सबकॉन्टिनेंट. लाइक आई फील this argument can be made very, very convincingly that without music there would have been no spread of Islam in the subcontinent.
Yeah, I've heard
because
that, yes.
When you look at traditional forms of Islam, you see that they're intimately linked to music.
Yeah.
Right. And all the great proponents of it are coming from a Sufi religious tradition. So music, reason that we keep having these abortive financial bubbles of what we then call the music industry, is because music पाकिस्तान में और इस इलाके में एक इतनी अहम चीज है कि वो आपके सकाफत का हर वक्त हिस्सा रहती है, चाहे it's forever embedded into your culture at this point, right? So now coming back to what I was saying about 71, is that you already had a film industry here and you had like all those musicians around it. So that was sort of like, from those traditional musicians have like a path into like something from the modern world. But a lot of your technicians, so the film industry, even more so than the music industry, because the music industry is largely related to the film industry at this point, right? Like you have music, non-film music was very limited and is being performed in urban centers, etc. But non-film music that is usually your regional and folk music, right? and at this point, it does not have a lot of presence on recorded on music that the labels are putting out, right? Because they are not as urban. Urban centers are associated with classical music, etc. And obviously, मतलब वो थोड़े बहुत उसको record वो कर रहे थे, मगर उस level पे नहीं था, right? And now 71 happens, and so a lot of your musicians and technicians and directors and playback singers were from East Pakistan, and so there is a sudden loss of creative talent, right? So ये एक पहली चीज है, and one reason that both historically and particularly when we look at a cultural history, we don't acknowledge this or we fail to recognize this is because the Bhutto government was very committed to using culture and creating a certain identity.
Yeah.
So what you see then is that there's a lot of promotion of folk music, and this is the era that Areeb is talking about, with PTV is now focusing regional musicians, and that in itself, PTV and Radio Pakistan, then they themselves end up creating a sort of virtuous pattern where you show up and get recordings done and you get paid some money, etc.
One thing I would say that it probably, because this is happening after 71, I would assume that PTV or Radio Pakistan, there is an element of like propaganda or something, national spirit after such a big loss, that we must push our own thing.
So you have to keep in mind, right, that like this is the first time you have a written constitution. So you've had your first democratic universal elections. So there was a lot of there was a lot of need for propaganda, and there was a lot of desire for it, and you had like a government which so for propaganda to work, obviously, like it has to make sense to people, right?
Yeah.
At the end of the day, it's like any story that you're telling. The story has to make sense. It can be as fantastical as you want. If it makes sense to its audience, it works, right? And so, so at that point, exactly, there's the element of like these different battlegrounds in society, definitely, and culture is a part of it. And I mean, within the context of Pakistan, it at least helps. So industry, that sustains, right? Now the Zia government passes the Motion Picture Ordinance in 79, which does have a big impact on cinema, and cinema mein jo kuch bhi ho raha is going to be impact on music,
right?
And now we're going to, like, at this point, I'm now going to define an industry, right? Because like an industry is where artists create music, and usually, in most cases, there's labels that then sign them, give them money for that signing, and handle the promotion and the production, and in return for a fee, right? And then that the song plays on different broadcast mediums such as television and radio. Those mediums pay money in form of royalties. And there's a multitude of venues. So you've got bars, and you've got public spaces, and you've got big concert arenas, etc., etc. And now you have different organizations that have the expertise to hold these events and to execute them at a good quality. And then there's the security, etc., etc. So all this that I've described right here, which of these exists in Pakistan in a stable way, right? And when they don't exist and these processes don't occur, then and most importantly, okay, these organizations can exist even, but your processes, so are royalties happening? Are promotional tours happening? Is that is media supporting it, or the government, so cultural ministry or whatever, but venues ban rahe hain tak. तो उनका क्या सीन है? अब आपके जो entertainment tax है, it's insane. Like even put all those other things aside, then because of security and because of this bureaucracy, getting an NOC is extremely difficult, right? So someone would say, well, in the 90s there were a lot of concerts, etc., but in the 90s, and we were paying for physical copies of music, and
towards the end of the 80s and early 90s, apparently now another villain that comes in is Bollywood, and what he was saying was कि बड़े concerts होते थे कराची में, बहुत माहौल था. I didn't live there, but perhaps you can correct me if this is wrong, but he said शदीद concerts थे, it was all like western and original music, और सब जाते थे, फिर एकदम से Bollywood आ गया और सब खत्म हो गया. is that track with your experience as well from that time?
Okay, so I just wanted to define the industry because now let's go back to that era.
Sure.
Okay. So as I said, 79 the motion picture ordinance passes, and now the cinema industry has already lost a lot of its technical and creative resources.
Yeah.
Obviously, and film houses and studios, and obviously you had investments, and तो मतलब एक वैसी मसला है. There's also nationalization going on, so a lot of like the typically wealthy people who had a concentration of all that wealth they've lost all of these resources, and they've lost a lot of benefactors, etc. Right? And at this, so what that knock-on effect of that is that you've had like labels like, so EMI operates in Pakistan as a full-fledged label until the end of the 80s or mid 90s or something like that, right? And then there's a bunch of other labels as well. But what's happening is that you have the industries, the kind of organizations themselves going into financial crisis, but also that the government under Zia now is actively hostile to these things as it is. Right. So that means that the government is not really helping out in like supporting and implementing laws and making sure of certain things. It means that a lot of people are being driven out of these, either as investors or as creative people. So like one of the things that you see is that this is the point where television has a golden era, right? Because and I there's not any primary research on this, but my hunch is that you have a lot of resources financially and creatively going to television, and television is now basically it's a more modern thing or whatever. It's really once again television, and then pop music also at the start of the 80s becomes a big thing. And both of these I feel start over representing your urban elite, right? And cinema had actually been around long enough that it was at this point was already in this part of the world for like 50-60 years, so it had kind of a more wider participation. Television begins to make that concentrate that more. And when pop music emerges, so like the traditional labels aren't around long enough to really make that transition smoothly. And because like there's with cinema and stuff, it was easier to still control revenues. When you're selling cassettes and everything, that chain is much harder to enforce, that all legalities are being followed and copyrights, etc. तो वहां पे फिर जो फराज अनवर जो ये बात कर रहा है ना, of like shady characters coming in and selling that काला पैसा सफेद कर रहे थे and all of that. So that is not an unfair claim, right? I mean, I don't have any evidence, so I'm not going to say anything. But like, for example, when Junoon did Signs with Sadaf
is what he talked about.
Ali Azmat is quoted as saying कि भाई सबसे बड़ा चोर जो था वो हमारी सारे पॉइंट जा रहे थे, हमने सोचा उसी के साथ साइन कर ले, and आपके पास मतलब 80s में एक बड़ा interesting चीज है, like Pakistan at some point from the 80s, so there's Dubai is a big reason, and there's people selling stuff from there, etc. But at some point in the late 80s, early 90s, Pakistan had the second highest number of, or in the 90s, had the second highest number of VCR rental stores in the world, second only to America. And if you compared populations, Pakistan had a much higher ratio. Than the US. And what does that tell you? So that's telling you that, like, cinemas, as they collapse, there's still that need for entertainment, and it now kind of switches to a new technology. And the arrival of new technology, by the way, is a big theme in all creative industries, but particularly in Pakistan. So आपकी VCR वो आता है, and so it fills that entertainment need, right? And that perhaps is where Bollywood now, because Pakistani cinema is not providing you what you are into, etc. So it's not providing enough of it. So you obviously are going to turn to like Bollywood, which means piracy becomes endemic. So and मतलब कि यहाँ पे मतलब बहुत सारी so there's a lot of things happening. So I feel like obviously it's very simple to say because Zia and Falana Dhimkana, but arguably that had Zia not come either, you would have still needed a government that would have been extremely proactive and on working on protecting the creative industries and nurturing them, etc. And in a poor country like ours, it's a difficult thing to imagine, right? We're not
Yeah.
spending enough on education and health and all of those things. So यहाँ पे मतलब, I feel like that's the context of it, right? And so now for people who are my age and a bit older, like it's like, well, actually, this is when the golden era begins, right? Like,
Yeah.
so you've got Nazia and Zohaib that emerged around the early 80s, and Nazia's worked with like Biddu because of like their connection in the UK and everything. And so once again, the very urban elite thing.
Yeah.
You've got someone like Alamgir, who's a playback singer in cinema from East Pakistan, who makes a switch to like pop. And they are they're getting like the performance of the diaspora, and they're getting coming on TV, etc. a little bit. And another thing too, I feel somebody once again, ye meri hunch hai because there's no good data that I've collected on it, but like I feel the 80s, if you're living in them, the 80s are not as a repressed an era as the post-Zia era would become, right? Like it took a while for like, everyone talks about, the 80s, everything was dark, etc., etc. But from what you look up and what you hear about and whatever, there's still like more resistance, and there's still people from the old eras. There's the 90s onward that you really see like just the norm becoming more conservative, right? Like the Overton window becoming like smaller. तो क्या कहते हैं कि आपके पास 80s में जो ये वक्त आ रहा है, फिर I mean, Dil Dil Pakistan, in the time it comes out, is extremely subversive, right? Because what's happening in it is that the men are wearing Western clothes,
right? Jeans and
on national television.
Yeah.
Now that is unremarkable to any of us. But if you read up contemporary accounts of that time, it was a very, very, very big deal. So like culturally, there was a certain way that Pakistan television, and therefore all television in this country was presenting Pakistanis.
Yeah.
And this was like a big break from it, right? It is, they're also doing sort of awaragardi, right? Like they're on bikes.
Yeah.
They're just like fucking.
Yeah. In a park, jeep chala rahe
hain. Hills and whatever.
Yeah.
And it's completely Western instruments, right? So it's a big break from it, and so and it's music and whatever, because it's like Dil Pakistan, like absolutely no subversiveness in its lyrics.
Yeah,
there's no ambiguity or no sly kind of things or whatever. There's no aspersions to like populist leftist lyricism that in our poetry a decade or two ago was all over the place, right? You had Faiz and Jalib and all those people. So it's really going away from all of that kind of stuff. So in that way, it's acceptable to all regimes, and yet it's also setting off like maybe I can set up my band and play, etc. So it's completely unfair to say that एक point था कि band थे ही नहीं और फिर इन लोगों ने याद किया whatever. Obviously that tradition, because like now the Vital Signs talk about like performing at colleges, etc. So clearly there is something happening. There's an unbroken chain. But in a lot of ways, what emerges at this time, and which is what we have experienced as the music industry in Pakistan, this has never been the industry, right? क्योंकि वो जो simultaneously वो जो industry थी was grinding down to its slow death. But it's because this is, and the big difference in it is also like the kind of music being made. This is popular music. When we call it pop music, it's I use that term to refer to music in Pakistan that's been made with Western instruments on Western tones, right? So this basically excludes all your folk artists and regional artists, which I feel are operating within a very different world, both financially and in terms of creatively, in terms of their audiences and where they're performing, etc. तो ये एक separation acknowledge करना बड़ी जरूरी है, और यहाँ पे जो हमने so once again part of the urban elite, like what we've experienced and what we look back at Pakistani music history is this stream, right? And it gets a lot of voice and a lot of recognition, but it's really representative of the the educated top 10% financial
Yeah.
residents of Karachi, Lahore, Islamabad,
Yeah.
right? And obviously other parts as well, but that's
Sure.
the main kind of. And obviously Pakistan jaise mulk mein 10% is also big enough to be the population of most countries.
A small country. Yeah.
You know, it's like everyone around you is doing it or whatever.
Yeah.
You know, कि मतलब 20 million की आबादी, most European countries में would be a medium sized.
Yeah.
Europe में would be a medium sized country, right?
I
Like,
live in
so,
Ireland और यहाँ की आबादी 5 million है, which is शायद
yeah, right. Like,
population की.
so तो आपको मतलब कि यहाँ पे जो जिसकी हम जो अक्सर गुफ्तगू सारी जो ऑनलाइन मिलेगी और डिस्कशन फलाना इज दिस स्ट्रीम which continued conversation with this stream, right? But like these are, I feel it's important to make that distinction.
Yeah.
ठीक है, क्योंकि उसमें जो सबसे बड़ा फर्क ये है कि for people who are consumers, you know, for us, like the experience has been we've been listening to Pakistani music and etc. But when you look at it from somebody who's trying to make a living off of this, then you come to realize that, okay, there's two worlds. There's people who come from like hereditary working class backgrounds, तो वो मतलब जिनको आप मिरासी कहते
घराना
हैं,
type.
जो मतलब घराना है या जो कुछ भी, you know, there's several, like I'm obviously generalizing and putting them in one category, but
sure.
You know, that's where that is. And so what is, they don't have this option of अच्छा ये नहीं हो रहा है तो मैं जाके Unilever में काम कर लेता, right?
Yeah.
They are not going to be like, oh मुझे Eddie Vedder पसंद है मैं उसकी तरह गा रहा हूँ. They are trained in a process,
there's lineage.
There's lineage, and that music has its entire philosophy that's existed for millennia, right? That they're doing. और तो उसमें अब मतलब कि ना ही उनको कि अच्छा मैंने हम सफर में वो कास्ट होंगे, ठीक है, अगर उनका म्यूजिक करियर ना चले, ना ही वो यू नो पाकिस्तान सिनेमा सेंसर बोर्ड के और फिर उसके बाद PSL के होस्ट बन जाएंगे फखरे आलम की तरह, ठीक है, ना ही वो, तो उनके पास वो
they don't have options.
Why you continuously see कि वो legendary Pakistani singer dying in poverty, like that's, you know, why is that happening? Because that's, ठीक है, वो उनको एक दफा भी कोक में ले आया है फलाने में, the last 10 years that we've seen. और फिर आपके पास दूसरी तरफ जो वही है कि मतलब आपने, you know, there's the billion stories of these musicians, especially from the 90s and early 2000s. This band releases one album or one song that everyone loves and have like maybe 2 years of doing really well, and then, you know, उसके बाद कोई advertising में लग गया, कोई बैंक में लग गया, फलाना फलाना. और वो कैसे लग गए? Because obviously they've got that college education.
Exactly.
They had that like money to like spend some, you know, had the money to purchase equipment.
Yes. Yeah.
Had houses large enough that they could perform in there and their families would be able to live with it. Would need to have families that are tolerant enough to allow that. Then need to have enough people from the same backgrounds who have also bought these instruments, and then have a location to perform in.
Yeah.
Right. And अब यहाँ पे अब आपको वही नजर आता है कि जब ये जब phenomena हुआ, and like in 89 when the Benazir government comes in and starts promoting this or endorsing this, especially on PTV, etc., there's a real explosion, and you know, and there's the first time now, like, so अब होता क्या है कि उस टाइम पे भी आप अपने पैसे डाल के आपने गाना बनाया और अपने पैसे डाल के आपने उसे प्रोड्यूस करवाया और उसकी शायद वीडियो बन गई, और फिर आपने, you know, ऊट पटांग हरकतें करके किसी तरह उसे कहीं चलवा दिया. वो एक दफा जब वो चल गया और अगर वो थोड़ा चल गया तो फिर अब जो है कि उस जमाने में पाकिस्तान में नई मॉल्स थे, cinemas were shutting down, or you know, were not creating content for this audience which has your greatest disposable income. And there's, you know, there's not a lot of things to do, so concerts are a rare public space for this class to kind of participate in, right? And particularly inside schools, etc. This is also basically in the early 80s, I believe, or at some point they, you know, they make it easier to make private schools. And so there's a reason why almost, you know, a lot of our parents attended government schools, and then nobody that we know ever did that. And so now those are also places where concert हो गया और वो etc. So वो तो आपका हो क्या रहा है कि जो इंडस्ट्री जिसको हम कह रहे हैं वो नहीं है, मगर वो उसके एक फसाड खड़ा हो रहा है क्योंकि ये और चीजें खुल रही हैं और बड़े अरसे से आपकी मतलब सोसाइटी में इतने ड्रास्टिक चेंजेस आते रहे हैं
Yeah.
कि you know there's all this like pent up desire for it and need etc
It's
etc
more
तो
like a scene than an industry.
so it's a
Would
scene
that
but
be?
like I like to think of it, you know, scene is a very is a thing that's relevant to the culture and creativity of it. I feel how we should look at it is it's a speculative bubble, right?
Okay.
Because we're talking about the industry, right? We're talking
Yeah.
about money and how to make money in
Yeah.
this. Like the creative angle of it is at this point irrelevant, right? Like how is the money being made? And so the
Right.
money basically अब वो ये कि अच्छा, and particularly in the 90s यही होता था कि जैसे 3 लौंडे हैं और उन्होंने जाके आर्ट्स काउंसिल बुक कराया और यू नो पोस्टर 2-3 फोटोकॉपी करवा के कहीं लगवा दिए स्कूल वूल में और टिकट्स बेचे और कॉन्सर्ट हो गया.
Yeah.
You know, and so if you've attended those concerts, you know they're fantastically fun. They're also notorious for like gate crashing, for molesting, for
Yeah.
very very disturbing activity, for a lot of violence, for a lot of guns, for a lot of like deaths and accidents and injuries. You know, it's really and this is मतलब ये आपकी मतलब अमीर आवाम की बात
Yeah.
करते हैं, right? Like so we oh melees, overruns, whatever, they're from the same class, right? Like
Yeah.
it's really मतलब people like to think कि वो अगर मैं गुलशन में रह रहा हूँ वो क्लिफ्टन में है तो हमारे दरमियान अमेरिका और सोमालिया का फर्क है, but like
Yeah.
it's really not, bro. Like
Yeah.
you both your families have built
Houses
houses on
and
multiple stories.
Yeah.
You are part of the same class.
Yeah.
तो वहां पे जो ये तो you know so this kind of situation, I mean don't get me wrong, it's also really fun to like experience for a lot of people, but it's not, now you can't really build off that, right? So it's not like a larger investor would think I can make a lot of good money out of this because you know जब वो इतनी wild कोई चीज चल रही है, so it'll be
It's not
difficult to
stable.
kind
Yeah.
of police it and control it,
Yeah.
etc. But most importantly, now in the 90s, the reason this kick starts is that technology. So you have your first private channel appear, a non-PTV channel. They're looking to differentiate themselves from PTV. And so they really go forward, like music channel charts, agar aap wo opening promo dekhein, so they really make it about like being young and cool and very, very urban and not understood by their parents type
Yeah.
of stuff,
Yeah.
right? And you know, and it's a huge hit. Like I mean, I was 8, 9, 10 years old. I'll still be. I'd try and you know watch every single episode and you know, talk about it, etc. So you know, अब तो वो हो रहा है कि ये एक आपकी technology आई और एक वो, and then at the same time because of like it was easier now to film stuff, right? So like 20 years ago or 10 years ago, like in the early 80s or late 70s, it would have been much more difficult to make a music video. Right now it's a lot more
Yeah.
possible or
Handycams and
low.
stuff. Yeah.
So you know so there's proliferation of that. और फिर तो अब वो आ गया, आपने वहां चलवा लिया और उनके charts होते थे, but like you know I've spoken to people who produced that show and it was like they made up whatever they felt like, they weren't following any data or anything.
Right.
And so you know there's a facade as I'm talking about, right? And then you see that okay, all these people are thinking अच्छा यार ये cassette का एक plant लगा देते हैं और you know क्योंकि regional, अब जो regional artists है ना उनकी labels चाहे जैसी तैसी हो, those exist and they will exist. Like there's a market, maybe I don't know that market very well, but it's extremely atomized and you know but it's existed for a very long time, which is why one of the reasons when mobile companies would later come and give you those like ये number dial करें और गाना सुन लें, उसकी market almost हमेशा rural और working class रही है, because it's been easier for labels to get that content for telcos to get that content because उनकी labels exist करती हैं, right? And those are completely like you know कि वो एक ही किसी साहब का जो वो भी किसी रिवायती तरीके में मौसीकी सीखे हुए हैं, वो उन्होंने स्टूडियो सेटअप किया हुआ है और you know वो माई ढाई या फलाना ढमकाना के वहाँ रिकॉर्ड कर रहे हैं and you know they're selling distributing it locally etc. तो वो मतलब you know maybe somebody runs that plant and they're like hey let me also start getting into this, and it's very easy to pirate stuff. You're already pirating a lot of stuff from Bollywood, you know, and I mean one you know I'm making it sound like people suddenly came up with these ideas, but वो ये एक ongoing process, right? तो जैसे मैंने कहा था कि बॉलीवुड बड़ा पॉपुलर था और आपकी अपनी फिल्म इंडस्ट्री नहीं निकल रही, तो लोगों को कंटेंट तो चाहिए, राइट? तो कंटेंट जब चाहिए होगा तो उस जमाने में इंटरनेट नहीं है तो फिजिकल चीजों में आएगा, और अगर वो लीगली नहीं आ रहा है तो वो इलीगली आ जाएगा, और तो वो फिर एक पूरी एक सेकंड वो चीज बनी हुई है। और उसी जो हमारी म्यूजिक, पॉप म्यूजिक जिसकी बात कर रहे हैं, वो इट्स most of the things that you and I are buying are like, let's not just say oh, it's criminal or anything, but it's definitely unregulated. It's like an informal economy, right? And so that's what like sure, there's like someone like Sonic, or there's a lot of other things as well, but like Sonic, the American top charts bana raha tha, were not happening because they had deals with Warner and Universal and Capitol Records or whatever, right? So वो आपको वहीं से एक दो नंबरी नजर आ रही है. So I would tend to trust it, like so the enforcement of copyright law, or royalty collection agencies, or people collecting ratings and airplay, वो मतलब वो सब बाकी पूरी दुनिया में ये तो जो जिस पॉइंट पे आना शुरू हुआ था, वहां पे आपकी क्रिएटिव इंडस्ट्रीज जो from a capitalistic money perspective had collapsed, right? So there was no way that they had made that evolved with these changes. And so now at this point, like 20 years later, aapke paas, we're creating that facade, and musicians are making more music, because when you do a concert, that's a steady money, right? But now what's happening is the government, ek to the मतलब आपकी जो नवाज शरीफ वाली हुकूमत आती है, so it's coming from like a more right wing kind वो and so like, and they in 97 banned Junoon from the airways, and because the reason given for that is like a long hair and jean jacket, right? So which is very interesting, because it's recognizing that this is a phenomena that is, whether you want to call it urban or elite, or but like it modern or whatever it is, but it's linked to all of these practices, right? And uske baad phir wahi ho gaya ki so people, some Junoon was big enough to get like signed on by other people, etc. But point ye tha ki that is that, and cable shows up in the mid 90s. These basically completely bottom out Pakistani investment in television and music, because now people are watching cable all the time, so they're not watching PTV and NTM. और केबल तो इलीगल है, राइट? वो PTV वगैरह के लिए मतलब वो तो पैसे वैसे नहीं, आपने केबल नहीं, सॉरी डिश, डिश आ गई थी, राइट? तो डिश आ गई थी, आपने एक दफा लगा लिया, उसके बाद तो no one's going to stop you from anything, right? No, you're just paying the dish wala or whatever, but you're not those channels, you're not subscribed to that content, you're not supposed to be getting, right? So आपका यहाँ पे that's where the 90s era collapses completely, right? And that's your first clue कि आप industry क्यों नहीं कह सकते, क्योंकि मतलब वहाँ पे म्यूजिक भी बन रही थी और लोग पैसे भी दे रहे थे और रहे थे और प्रमोशन वगैरह भी हो रही थी, मगर वो it was actually वही जो फसाद की बात है ना, क्योंकि जैसे ही कोई एक और ऑप्शन आई जो वो भी एक टेक्नोलॉजी भी थी और इलीगल भी थी, and that's as I said, that's a recurring motif here. वो आई और everything falls apart, right? Because there was nothing actually concrete there. It was that's why I keep calling it a speculative work. फिर उसमें मतलब जो भी म्यूजिक से उसका ताल्लुक, मतलब म्यूजिक से ताल्लुक होना is not important, but पे मतलब कि जो लोग आ रहे हैं, मतलब कि okay, yeah, let's see if we can make some money off this, right? It's not like hey, let's nurture creativity. और फिर दो सबसे अहम बात यह है कि जब अब ये इस किस्म की मौसीकी है, popular music of Western affection, right? Like whether it's rock or disco or X, Y, Z. बाकी दुनिया में क्या हो रहा है कि आपको ये पसंद है, आपने चले अपने स्कूल में बजा दिया एक दो दफा, मगर फिर मोहल्ले में एक बार है और उनके पास मतलब कि वो वहां पे लोग आ रहे हैं, शराब पी रहे हैं, वो बोर होंगे तो उनको भी कुछ करने कराने के लिए चाहिए, तो आपने थोड़े बहुत पैसे दिए और वो बजा रहे हैं. तो ये एक that's really how this form of music is proliferates in all over the world, right? And it's true for even like the global south, when you go to India or Nepal or Sri Lanka, like that's happening everywhere.
Yeah.
Where are
Small
Pakistani
venues.
musicians getting to do it?
Yeah.
Right? Like there's actually, मतलब वो जुगाड़ू तरीके हैं, और मतलब ना कि स्कूलों में भी क्या एक प्रिंसिपल आया है वो थोड़ा चले तो आपके फिर कॉन्सर्ट्स हो रहे हैं, अगला प्रिंसिपल आया वो मुल्ला हो गया तो आपके कॉन्सर्ट बंद हो गए. Like there's कि वो इतनी एक randomness है कि there's no reason for somebody to invest in it because it's too unstable.
Yeah.
So you're basically end up with this kind of speculative kind of stuff, and the minute something else comes to the market, the whole thing collapses. Now in the early 2000s, Musharraf the state steps in and starts putting in some regulations. So content from India is now not available, and they're allowing for these licenses for local platforms, etc. Or once again you see a big boom because people love music. And once again it's so TV pe Pepsi Battle to Bands is a big Kickstarter for that era.
Yeah.
Because what is important is that this is also the real last era before the internet is a big thing. And so monoculture exists, right? Which means कि अगर वो मैंने जैसे कि मैं जब Battle of Bands air हुआ था, so I was studying abroad, and so I didn't catch that run. But by the time I came to Pakistan a few months later, within a little while I had listened to all the songs and everything because everyone had heard all of it, because it's it was a TV show that went big.
Yeah.
Right. So uske baad now all of those bands were performing, and then Indus Music aata hai and XYZ, and then the same process follows, right? कि someone like Atif, for example, it's a story कि उसने 3 दिन Indus Music में वो सोता रहा है कि just to make sure that they play 3 दिन 1 दिन, I don't know, but like the legend is that he spent the night there just to make sure that they play his music video.
Right.
And Atif didn't have an agent or label or falana, like yes, those things also popped up in that era as well, but they once again they were certainly perhaps more professional and than the 90s. And for a little while it seemed like the big players are coming in. So, you have Fire Records,
yeah,
that eventually is the tail of this era. But I think yahan pe, this is probably also like is a sad part coming in now, is that for all its problems, the music industry is slowly rationalizing in this era, right? So you have the emergence of something like a label, and if that label had come in, so what you see with television, for example, television also really suffered from PTV ke drama ke wo videos banti thi, and no one made money off that legally, right? And they were still like doing crazy business. तो वहां पे आपका ये एटलीस्ट था कि अब अगर ये प्राइवेट चैनल्स एंटर दिस, लाइक व्हेन दे एंटर्ड विद ड्रामास, नाउ पाकिस्तान में फाइंडिंग bootleg copies of local dramas or films is impossible. And obviously अब तो YouTube आ गया तो गुफ्तगू ही बदल गई है, मगर it had stopped, right? So what that shows you is that पाकिस्तान में कुछ नहीं हो सकता is bullshit, right? Like it just basically needs direction at an institutional level, right? So at this time you have the geos of the world like kind of moving in, and sure they sign people onto extremely controversial contracts, and then also refuse to release that music. So Moj's album is the most famous victim of it. But at the end of the day, what was really tragic was that even if, like this was still going in the trending in the right direction, but then the country erupts in terrorism, right? And so wahan pe phir once that just drained the existing process. But what it also did was that this was great. This was the golden era of news media, right? And the more than anything else, वो 2-3 साल ये था कि मुल्क में हर 2 मिनट बाद कुछ ना कुछ हो रहा था. You needed live coverage, right? Like which meant you needed a DSNG, you needed a TV van, which are expensive. So a lot of that resource and investment that was going into these kinds of efforts in creative channels and appealing to the youth and falana and falana, all of that shifts to news media.
News.
Right. So that So that's the मतलब कि वो तो एक आपके venues भी खत्म हो जाते हैं और उसके बाद
Yeah.
आपका ये shift आ जाता है, right?
Mm.
और उसके बाद से मतलब I think another era begins.
But close to this
And
period
that
also, by
era,
the way, 2008-ish wala jo period, this is also when Coke Studio starts.
So yeah, so I mean, Coke Studio, I would say, that, like I like marking it start from 2009 because
Okay.
like 8 was just like
A test run.
no one even knew it
Yeah.
existed,
Yeah.
right? So it's like the Alien 3 of David Fincher's cinematography.
Yeah.
But like आपके and so that era was very, very bizarre and fascinating. And that's once again, it's tragic, right? Because when Coke Studio emerges, in that particular time, it from a musician, the earnings of a musician perspective, it's actually a good thing. Why?
Hmm.
Because there's no, you just cannot perform now because the fucking terrorists are
Yeah,
literally
yeah,
bombing.
Rafi Bir के बाद से, yeah.
So अब ये interesting बात है कि जो actual musicians जो मरे हैं ना are again your regional folk musicians, that and those dargahs and those shrines, that they're
Yeah.
actually, all those losses and deaths came there. While this thing that we're talking about,
Yeah.
those guys put out absolute bullshit called Ye Hum Nahi, right? Which was denial at just the most insane level. And they were, if you remember, they all went insane and believed in conspiracies, and every single one of them just said the absolute most horrible things. So
I remember the Ali Azmat interviews from that age. Ali Azmat crossover with Zaid
all
Ahmed.
of them.
And
you can Google any one of them. You'll find every one of them had said crazy things. और अब यहाँ पे जो एक इंटरेस्टिंग चीज जो हो रही थी कि तो हाँ, तो अब कोक स्टूडियो की हम बात करें ना, तो कोक स्टूडियो में एक ये चीज हो रही थी कि आपके पास एक तो क्योंकि वेन्यूज नहीं है और टीवी और रेडियो तो वैसे ही एल पे रखता है, तो अब आप म्यूजिक, पाकिस्तानी म्यूजिक कहाँ आएगी, कहाँ से सुनेंगे आप? So Coke decides to buy up all this airtime and just kind of flood you with it, right? Like particularly season 2. The reason that I also got season 2 as like that opener is because that's where they use this strategy.
Every
so
channel.
You put on any FM channel, you put on any TV channel, and the thing is playing. And then it became fragmented eventually. But for those first few seasons, it was very, very, precisely.
It was literally like a national event because you couldn't escape it. Yeah.
And so, and this is, obviously an era where it's extremely hopeless and it's extremely depressing living in Pakistan. You're living in a state of war for multiple years, and it's a constant paranoia, etc. So, or musicians, not just, because Coke Studio, Ruhail talks about is his attempt as somebody who's already an icon of like that pop music stream, to understand the actual heritage of the land that he's from, the musical heritage of the land that he's from. And so he they play it on those
folk songs,
the Eastern scale, not just folk songs, etc., but like Eastern scales, which is a big difference, right? Like the basis is always on the Eastern work. So वो आपकी जो tradition है, which is now being under threat very, very existentially by the terrorists. So there's also that element to it, etc. And I mean, like it's well documented that corporates in music have always been like that big thing, because once again, आपके पास जो patronage आनी होती है ना creative industries के लिए, और वो capitalism के अंदर वो it becomes a business. जब पाकिस्तान में वो business ही नहीं खड़ा होता है, तो एक ये भी यही था कि अच्छा ठीक है, so Vital Signs are not going to make anything from their record sales, but Pepsi is going to pay them a boatload of money. So okay, great, let's do that, right? And so everybody's trying to get these kinds of things, and which makes sense because आपको और कहाँ से पैसे बनेंगे? So you know that everyone's listening to your song and you're not making a single paisa of that, right? So that's already, obviously the musicians are going to find something to like convert that popularity into money. And now in the mid 2000s also, क्योंकि पाकिस्तान की एक beautiful irony है कि जब भी फौज की हुकूमत होती है, तो उस वक्त हमारे इंडिया से ताल्लुकात अच्छे होते हैं, क्योंकि द फौज चले मैं क्यूके पे नहीं जाता.
Yeah.
तो तो आपकी क्या कहते हैं कि उस वक्त पे ये भी मौके थे कि आप भारत जाके परफॉर्म करें और फिर वहां
Yes.
पे एक वक्त में
Huge audience, yeah.
जिंदगी भर का पैसा बना लें.
Yeah.
And there's one figure actually, with this whole discussion of Coke Studio and these two streams that I've talked about and all of these things that I haven't discussed, it really should be the subject of a podcast on his own, is Nusrat Fateh Ali Khan. Because Nusrat Fateh Ali Khan basically, is the first artist from this side of the stream to have popular success with creating fusion music, quote unquote, which goes on to dominate the next 2 decades. And that's because Nusrat wasn't the first. People had been making that, I found fusion made by Gharana and regional musicians and whatever from like well before.
Right.
But I think what made Nusrat unique was that apart from like the high, amazing high-end music that he was making, he was वो जो है मतलब छिचोरा म्यूजिक भी बना रहे थे. और वो छिचोरा म्यूजिक से बना दिया. So एक वो फ्यूजन था कि उसमें वेस्टर्न इंस्ट्रूमेंट्स इस्तेमाल हुए थे. So that was, there was a lot of other musicians in that as well. But he was willing to, give there's so much prestige and this and that, understandably so associated with this music, and they want to hold on to it because literally there's no other आसरा भी किसी और से नहीं है चीज का. And Nusrat was kind of willing to risk all of that and take that, so जो मतलब जिन एक्चुअल कवालियों पे मैं नुसरत फतेह अली खान का फैन बना in the 90s are the most chichora remixes of his work, right? Like they're just unlistenable. Beyond. I mean, we all know those, right? वो जो like वो औरतें पीछे गा रही हैं. Like that whole era of music. I mean, we all love it because we grew up with it. But आप अगर किसी और को नुसरत सुनाएंगे, you will not start with or perhaps even include those songs.
Yeah.
Right. So the fact that was very important, and it created like the obviously Junoon and Falana and Khan are also doing it. And anyway, so when we come to Coke Studio, this kind of music is also very important because you literally that kind of lifestyle and thought and way of looking at religion is under attack, right? You're literally at war with that.
Yeah.
And that's so that's literally, I mean, it's kind of amazing and cynical and beautiful and whatever. Pakistan has that way of responding to this moment in terms of its culture. But what happens is that, when, and from a theory perspective, what Ruhail does is really fascinating because like theory hai basically aapki core hai, which is like the Western centric world. And then, you've got those peripheries where we are. तो होता है कि culture वहां से आता है and it bombards the periphery, and at first the elites of the peripheries understand this culture and they make localized versions of it, which circulates in the periphery, and sometimes the periphery then becomes so good at making its own version of this culture that it's able to bombard it back to the core, right? So like, I mean, Japan is not a periphery, but like, anime, for example. But like, I mean, there's other examples. World music jab bhi popular wahan hota hai, yeah, like, uske sab ki cheezein. And so, what Ruhail starts doing is that he creates this Pakistani sound, and now he's getting these musicians from the core, like these Western trained musicians, etc., to work on Pakistani music or on South Asian classical music ke basis pe jo gaane ban rahe hain, right? So he's really taking that process where we're now being able to create things, which is what Nusrat is doing or whatever, that we're creating something that we're now able to hit back at the core and influence that culture, right? And so, but that becomes unwieldy for Coca-Cola. There's huge delays in season 6. The songs are not that popular. In the Awami nahi hai ye and so they turn to a production line model with strings, who probably benefited the most over the last 10 years from corporate link-ups, and have displayed the most acumen for it. तो वहां पे फिर now, and एक ये मॉडल बन चुका है, और फिर जब मुल्क के हालात भी बेहतर होते हैं, and there's just no going back. It's now starts becoming the norm, and that norm is you're not paying for any of that music. So any tenuous link you might have with it is gone.
Yeah.
You now expect to be delivered that music, right? Which means
Regularly.
the most, yeah, and the most egregious thing that I hate is that रेडियो एंड टीवी जो वैसी इतने बदमाश थे वो अब तो मतलब ये है कि यार अगर पैसे नहीं मिल रहे तो हम क्यों चलाएं, तो आदत हो गई है ना, उन्हें तो हर ब्रांड आके पैसे दे रहा है। और जो पैसा मतलब जो आप बच्चे हैं, अब आपको मोबाइल है आप सबके पास, मोबाइल की बिल भी आपको देने हैं और यू नो व्हाटएवर एल्स, आपके पास मॉल्स हैं जहाँ लोग जाके मतलब बस हैंग आउट कर रहे हैं, खा पी लिया ये वो, आपके पास सिनेमाज हैं, you know, so your income is going to all these places. So even if you want to spend on music, and you could spend on music, there's a like kids
There's
in the 90s and
competition.
early 2000s did not have to spend their money,
Yeah.
didn't have anything else to spend on,
Yeah.
right? So that's why or there's no, it's very hard to make a connection with the artist because at the end of the day you're viewing it as an advertising thing, right? Like for example, your relationship with Velo's sound station, if you're in Pakistan right now, is that it shows up as pre-roll ad on YouTube repeatedly, and you skip ad, skip ad, skip ad.
The
right?
songs for Velo show up as
The
pre-roll
full,
ads.
yeah, full song
अच्छा.
music video comes up as an ad. तो वो आपकी रिलेशनशिप ही उसके साथ अब ये होगी ना कि यार अच्छा ये ad शुरू हो जाएगा,
Yeah.
राइट? सो वो एक वो, और ये पहले से मतलब ये चलता आ रहा है काफी अर्से से, तो मतलब आजकल जो जिस तरीके से लोकल म्यूजिक के साथ देयर वाज अ ऑर्गेनिक reaction because someone you knew was making it, or you know there was a concert in your school and then you went and bought the album and plan, like all those links are broken, and it's impossible to make them through what are advertising campaigns, right? They're because you're not reacting to them as a music consumer reacts in any other society, right? So अब वो Taylor Swift की अगर album आई है या BTS का कुछ आता है whatever, so there's a way that there's an entire way that your income can be hoovered up, and that process is very simplified and it's at multiple levels, and you get you know, so you'll get merch and you'll get concert experiences, and you, even if you don't buy that physical CD or whatever, that you don't pay for it, you stream it, there's still all these other ways that your income is interacting with that artist, or at least the people who own their rights. Whereas in Pakistan, that artist is given one-off payment, and notoriously poor across and uske baad the rest of it is everyone else is you know making that money and everything. And वो ठीक है, जैसे कि अब जैसे कॉन्सर्ट्स भी हैं, राइट? तो अब कॉन्सर्ट्स पाकिस्तान में क्योंकि पहले सिक्योरिटी की वजह से और अब कॉर्पोरेटाइजेशन की वजह से it's almost impossible to attend a paid concert unless it's like 50 people and they're all went to the same A-level school and abroad, you know, studied in the US, and उनके होते रहते हैं छोटे मोटे हर शहर में, आपके 3 शहरों में, या फिर स्कूल कॉलेजेस में होते हैं, बट उसके अलावा like it's usually you know like these Pepsi Fest or Coke Fest or फलाना ढिमकाना। तो उसमें ये होता है कि you're not somebody who's like, oh, my favorite band and I need to let me pay for it and fala. So you don't have that connection that way. And then obviously there's most of these are also मतलब खाना भी लगा है और गाने भी बज रहे हैं और ये वो, तो फैमिली आई हुई है और आधे लोग सुन नहीं रहे हैं और फलाना। Yeah, I mean a mela is still I'm gonna get anal about this, but like a mela still actually is created in a way for a lot of artisans and musicians to actually get across. Like a food fest is like, this is ambient music, right? And maybe it's not like you can go and have fun, but there'll be a lot of people who are not there to listen to the music, etc. And that obviously impacts the kind of songs you're making, right? Like अब आपने गाने जब जाके let's say मीशा या जो कुछ भी है, तो आपने तो उसके सिर्फ 90% लोगों ने उसके कोक और पेप्सी गाने सुने। अगर उसने कुछ निकाल भी रही है साइड पे, तो वो आपको कहाँ सुनने को मिलेगा?
Yeah, how will it get to you?
Yeah, because now it's another. I mean, this is obviously getting a very complicated conversation, because one thing that we're not really talking about is the internet. Because the internet completely upended the global music industry, which was एक वो industry थी एक proper, और वो भी उलट पुलट हो गई। तो यहाँ पे मतलब आप अभी आपने पहला कदम ही नहीं उठाया और लोग उड़ने लगे हैं, तो वो कि एक जो आपके यहाँ का अलमिया यही है कि अच्छा अब आप इसको कैसे उसके साथ किसी तरीके से रिलेट कर सकते हैं, राइट? और ये जब मैं पटारी में काम करता था, तो ये हमें मसला दिखाई दिया था कि जब हम लोग कंपनी लॉन्च कर रहे थे, तो आइडिया यही था कि भाई आपने बस एक प्लेटफॉर्म बनाना है और लोग सबको सुननी होती है पाकिस्तानी म्यूजिक. अब वो मुश्किल होता है कि वो ढूंढने कहाँ, साउंड क्लाउड, यूट्यूब बैन भी हो गया था, XYZ. ये एक प्लेटफॉर्म होगा, ग्रेट, right? But actually, when you put it out, then you realize that it's so polarized, the music kind of scene, because there's, as I said, there's no channel, or पहले तो एक ही चैनल था या दो ही चैनल थे, तो उस पे सभी देख लेते थे. अब तो चैनल भी बहुत सारे, तो किसी पे भी नहीं आ रहा था वो कंटेंट, ना ही वो रेडियो पे आता है वो कंटेंट, राइट? तो वो आपका ये है कि अच्छा, इसे लाहौर के लोगों को उस बंदे का पता होगा, या इस्लामाबाद को अपने बंदे का पता होगा, या व्हाटएवर. तो मसला ये था कि अब आपको एक्चुअली, you need somebody who's promoting this stuff, right? Okay, well, let's promote it, which is a lot of time and resources and money, because Facebook पे आपको पैसे लगा के promote करना होता है. अच्छा, but आप promote तो कर रहे हो, but वो गाने निकलते भी बड़े कम हैं, क्योंकि मतलब वो निकलते हैं, अब वो जो बना रहे हैं उनको पता है कि हमें और तो कुछ मिलेगा नहीं, तो वो अपने फुल सैट्रियानी या टूल या फलाना ढिमकाना मैच वो चीजें बजा रहे हैं जो उनके तो उसकी एक एक वाइड अपील नहीं है. तो और जो मतलब या जो ऐसे बना रहे हैं, जैसे शजी हो गया मिसाल के तौर पर, राइट? लाइक एवरीवन, शजी रियली डिफाइंस दिस, the sound of the era for me. And so people love Shaji music, but Shaji is also training to become, and now working as a pilot. And, मतलब तो उसको कैसे आप incentivize कर सकते हो ये वो. So then we're like, oh, okay, let's start making songs. So now we're producing songs as well, and we put out Asli's Volume 1, and then Tabir, and then Fanus, and etc. Now you're making songs, which means like ये आप एक लेबल की तरह एक्ट कर रहे हैं और आप एक PR एजेंसी की तरह एक्ट कर रहे हैं. मगर हमने तो ये सोचा था कि अच्छा, हम प्रीमियम, like we'll do all of this, and we'll get you to pay for the service. How do you pay for a service in Pakistan? Your entire online thing is almost completely on cash on delivery. Well, you can't pay for Patari on cash on delivery, right? So how do we do this? Okay, let's go to the telcos. The telcos are like, हाँ ठीक है, आपके वो credits से जो stupid तरीका है कि credit से पैसे कट जाएंगे. They want 70% from 70%. And so eventually one telco agrees, and they're like, okay, we're launching this, that, and the other. So yeah, come on board. We'll let you keep for the first year 100% of all the money. Obviously now it's a huge technical process of getting that connected. और वो सारे जो भी मुख्तलिफ telcos के अपने वो protocols XYZ जो भी आता है, 6-8 महीने उसमें लगे. और eventually like उनके जो भी regional head and फलाना ढिमकाना were like, fuck this, and so now we're वो भी नहीं हुआ. So but what we're seeing is that every brand is making music, and they want people to listen to that music, and for a variety of reasons that's not happening. So they need a kind of a digital place, particularly digital में. चलो आप टीवी जो है तो पैसे देके आपने लगा दिया, but digital पे क्या करें? So they're looking for partners who have Pakistani music audiences. Hey, Patari has Patari music audience. So now we're going, the way Patari started making money was that, Pepsi comes up, or Coke, or Falana, Sting, and XY, सबके गाने होते थे. तो कहते यार आप, so we have these ways of like promoting it, of like front page and of social media and XYZ. We create content around it, and so we promote it, and in return we charge a certain amount of money. And obviously to make this, we're already doing this for the artists, for picking up users like I वो. तो अब आप ये भी करें तो अब now this is 5 different businesses, right? And another one that we wanted to go into because was like, अच्छा अब आपको concert भी कराने चाहिए. क्योंकि अगर आपने ये music भी बना रहे हैं और ये कर रहे हैं वो कर रहे हैं, तो अब and like I went and spoke to so many channels and newspapers. For example, I love this. Patari is a startup. I keep stressing that. And it's a Pakistani startup. And so I go to a media house and I'm like, hey guys, what if we give you data about what people are listening to? And we'll package it and I'll write it, and I've written for you a lot of times. And if something new comes out, or you interview Ali Noor or whatever, just put embed Patari's player there, right? And we'll give you data and we'll do this. Let's have a partnership. And every time the media house worth billions of rupees would come back and say, हाँ मगर इसमें हमें क्या leverage मिल रही है और हम पटारी को promote क्यों करें? अच्छा तो आप साउंड क्लाउड लगाएंगे, तो क्या आप साउंड क्लाउड से क्या लेवरेज ले रहे हैं? नहीं, तो साउंड क्लाउड तो न्यूट्रल है ना। तो पीसी इट्स नॉट, अल्लाह मियां ने नहीं बनाया है। मतलब साउंड क्लाउड एक रजिस्टर्ड कंपनी है एक मुल्क में जिसको पैसे मिल रहे हैं इन चीजों से। मतलब आप जब यूट्यूब लगाए जो कुछ कर रहे हैं, तो एक ये मेरी इतनी कॉन्सेंट सोर्स, दिस इज ऑल मीडिया हाउसेस, दिस इज हाउ ऑल ऑफ देम वर। एंड रेडियो से तो आप बात भी ना करें इन चीजों की। मतलब वो क्योंकि वो तो मतलब इट्स रिमार्केबल, एवरी रेडियो चैनल in Pakistan is illegal. They're playing music that they're not paying for. It's completely illegal. Right? Like I mean, it should be illegal.
In the 2000s when I was in Pakistan, I used to be surprised कि यार ये कैसे इनके पास फॉरेन से गाने ले आते हैं जो अमेरिका में रिलीज हुआ इधर आ गया, because I guess वो डाउनलोड होके चला
गया। This is illegal. तो आपका मतलब के ये बड़ी मतलब ये नहीं है कि वो ये जाहिल चोर चमा, like this is your,
that's the model.
These who look at who owns your radio channel. These are the these are people who know better. So like अब आपके पास we were thinking of getting into concerts, we were thinking of getting into merchandising, because that's actually where you can make, like because now ये जो आप पैसे बना रहे हैं फलाना कोक और पेप्सी और ढमकाना ये वो, तो वो इतना सारा तो पैसा लग रहा है just to make that, to get these people to create this stuff and to make these services, etc. And so like we're making tiny slivers for the artists to pay back for royalties, and like we had big delays. Like we started paying out around the time we quit for like 2 years ago, and then we had the next year lined up in Yeba, and the money was I mean, you from just a purely dollars perspective was not a lot, right? So and ये to be fair, पूरी दुनिया में म्यूजिक से पैसा बनाना एक बड़ा फ्रॉड मसला है। तो पाकिस्तान में भी है, तो बट वो पाकिस्तान में अब आप यही देख रहे हैं कि वो इन सारी चीजों से कितना ज्यादा एग्जैसरबेट हो जाता है। तो आपको मतलब के and so one of the frustrations that I also have from a creative perspective is that all of our, so when you look at something like Gully Boy, right, that phenomena is happening in Pakistan. There are working class people making music, maybe not all of it is hip hop, but they're learning it this way and they're using it in this way, and all of that's happening. But while there's those guys can immediately be signed on to this, that, and the other. यहाँ पे वो नहीं है, और यहाँ पे वो अब वो जो आपके है कि वो बैठे हुए कौन? So who's making the call in Pakistan? It's a brand manager. Brand manager is usually somebody in their late 30s. So all they really give a shit about is like the music they grew up listening to. This is the problem in America with like Christmas के जो सारे गाने are from baby boomers के
Mariah Carey and
टिरनी चलती रहती है। So similarly in like Pakistan, it's like my generation that's kind of be like, oh मुझे जुनून सुनना है, तो or yeah, fuck, amazing जुनून and ये वो तो and I mean I find it so ridiculous. They'll be like आजकल लोगों को lyrics नहीं करने आती हैं और music नहीं करने आती है, and like I grew up in that era where these very bands were called out for all of this stuff, right? So like it's
every generation.
So irritating. So और फिर तो यहाँ पे मगर यहाँ पे अब फर्क ये हो रहा है कि और भी मुल्कों में चलो बुड्ढे यही बातें कर रहे होते हैं वो, but life moves on because they have those industry, right? In Pakistan वो है कि actually now the only way of making money is to come on these shows, and the real money is made by being one of those producers. So it's Strings, it's Zulfi, it's Zuhail, it's those guys, all of them relevant 20-30 years ago in terms of making music. And like films भी पाकिस्तान में थोड़ा वो आ रहा है, but वहीं पे भी वो 2-3 मतलब लोग कब्जा करके बैठे हुए हैं। तो उसमें अब और फिर यही है ना कि आप लोग कहते हैं हाँ तो मतलब कुछ तो बन रहा है ना, ये कॉर्पोरेट से कर रहे हैं, कुछ तो हो रहा है, कुछ तो हो रहा है। तो अब मतलब 10 साल 2009 से अगर हम गिन रहे हैं इस लम्हे को, तो 11 साल हो गए ना। तो 11 साल में तो कुछ नहीं हुआ है। And 11 साल is an era longer than the 90s era and longer than the 2000s era, because those were not full decades in terms of the peak of that music.
They were like 5-7 years.
So ये तो हो गए 11 साल, इससे ज्यादा कोई साल ही नहीं हुए हैं। तो मतलब it's actually, this is now the entrenched system. And so in this system, like I will tell you exactly, you've got someone like Lyari Underground, who are working class kids growing up in one of the most violent neighborhoods in the world. And one of them through Rainbow Center comes across a CD of Tupac, and he starts listening to it, and then he gets the other kids to listen to it, and then they buy the Skype wale,
Headsets. Yeah.
बात करने वाले headset होते हैं, and they get like shitty internet पे वो download करते हैं programs, and they learn, and they spend years and years and years learning how to
Yeah.
sing and do and all of that, and eventually they're featured on one place and the next place and the next place and the next place, and they make it to Coke Studio, which is the pinnacle of in Pakistan. A year later, those kids, what did they have? Where did they go? Right. So I personally know them, and they are all in a way their moment passed. You're only allowed to surf one wave. So like, yeah, they performed with Major Lazer and they performed at LMM and फलाना ढिमकाना, but वो कितनी दफा वापस होगा ना, वो निकाल रहे हैं content और अभी भी उसके लाखों views आ रहे हैं or whatever, but these are actually poor kids, right?
Yeah.
They're not, as I said, like when Strings broke up the first time, it was because Bilal Maqsood wanted to join advertising because he wanted to get married, and Faisal Kapadia was traveling to the US for his master's degree, and the other two guys in it both had family businesses, and they took them on. So this is why Strings broke up. LUG may literally, the AK Dana has to get married or has gotten married, and uski ek wo government job thi because he's also a footballer, and Asad and Asad's dad had an accident, and he had to like get the house going or whatever. They don't have these options.
Yeah.
And so you can tell me, yeah, Coke Studio is awesome. Look, they took these guys from Liaris and that beautiful. They actually, without getting into any personal things, like what's in front of us.
Yeah.
और ये नहीं है कि मतलब ये इनके साथ ज्यादती हो रही है whatever, मतलब पाकिस्तान में एवेन्यूज ही 5 हैं, तो वो उन सब 5 में आ गए, ठीक है, और उसके बाद वो खत्म हो गया, तो अब वो, और उसमें क्या होगा, like like it's and in fact that song, it really did not represent young Desi's vibe or LUG's vibe, or it was so it was an experiment, and things work one way or another, but that's your one shot, bro, like, so and so like she's a fantastic performer, but like now I'm a big comes from that KLI elite that I've been talking about. So I'm a big, got multiple chances as well.
Yeah.
Nothing against her. Her talent deserves it. But that she's also got like all these other places that she can also keep performing and keep doing this here. So वहाँ पे अब आपको ये फर्क नजर आ रहा है कि तो एक तो मतलब जो KLI elite था उसमें भी अब गिन चुन के जो वो बिलाल मकसूद ने जो सुने हुए थे आजकल के यंग म्यूजिशियंस, जिन सब के मतलब मे बी each of their peaks or even like maybe a while ago, whatever, तो ठीक है, उसको आ गया, that's great, right? But like we've listened to Mehdi's lyrics or Shamoon's or whatever, which are not what brand managers can be comfortable with all the time, right? So straight away, that's already kind of risky. No one's going to Travis Scott and say, "Okay, yaar, please sex की बातें ना करें." Like obviously, but like वो तो ये censorship तो हुकूमत भी नहीं कर रही ना, ये तो आपकी, तो वहां पे मेरा मतलब मैं आप सब लोगों से ही सवाल, like people just want to keep saying, because it's easy for them to say it. All they have, it's at this point they have to do nothing except like listen to that music, and they want to make an effort, sure they can, but like they don't have to do shit. They don't go and listen. They're not going to concerts. They're not paying money for anything. They're not buying anything, etc. तो उनके लिए तो आसान, तो कहते हैं हाँ यार फिट है corporate lush, मुझे सुनने को तो मिल रही है music है वो, who cares what happened to that guy or this guy or whatever. But if you're a musician, this is like it's a big waste of your time, right? Like you can make money out of wedding photography, of influencing, of like the kids with those kinds of creative skill sets, like why would they turn to music?
Yeah. And
why
but there was this one thing that the Kashmir guys said to me when I spoke to them. I don't know how true this rings in your experience, but they said that after they won Pepsi Battle of Bangalore, that's a huge marketing push behind them. Pepsi, one of the world's superpowers, is pushing them, and all the other bands also. But they said, "Chalo, they're Kashmir again." They said in 2 years, in 2017 से लेकर 19 तक, they played 100 concerts. And in their experience, in their genre of music, which is ये चार लोग rock band वाला music, they said कि हमने हर हफ्ते concert हो रहा था, और हमने देखा है कि पुराने बैंड्स, अननोन बैंड्स, न्यू बैंड्स, अंडरग्राउंड बैंड सब आ रहे हैं, लाइक एक माहौल बन रहा था लाइव परफॉर्मेंसेस का. Is that something that you also thought was happening? And if it was happening, is that like, I mean, it is positive, sure, but do you think that's like a sustainable thing?
There was definitely a Mahal scene happening, and I would attribute that to like Salt Arts in Karachi, of the work that LMM and bunch of other organizations and Jamal के जो concert series and उन सब की मेहनत है. You know, places like T2F and Alhambra and whatever have, and that it definitely was coming together. I went to a bunch of interesting things in Karachi as well. Um, and I have two things to say to that is कि मतलब अगर बैंड आ रहे हैं अभी तक तो यही माशाल्लाह से कि बाकी दुनिया में अब कोई बैंड नहीं सुन रहा.
Yeah,
It's like
yeah.
वो म्यूजिक का तरीका ही बदल गया है. तो यू नो मतलब कि एक तो ये चीज है कि मतलब जो नया म्यूजिक भी जो बन रहा है पाकिस्तान में उसके लिए जो जिस किस्म की परफॉर्मेंस जगह होनी चाहिए जो कुछ भी शायद वो ना. बट चलो ये मैं नुक्ताचीनी नहीं कर रहा हूँ. दूसरा मेरा सवाल ये है कि कश्मीर की एल्बम का है.
I mean, they did finally put out that album after पता नहीं सैकड़ों delays. I think it was delayed by a year and a half. But
Yeah, so why was
yeah,
it delayed? Was Kashmir not making that music? Well, I can tell you, Kashmir was making the music. So that's that's where one of the things that becomes, and even when you win, you are a component of a marketing strategy. And so that marketing strategy decides to unveil things, it unveils things. And so like there's a crazy amount of money that's being spent. No, none of the artists really see big, like okay, maybe 3 and 4 of the really big ones make money, but like most guys aren't seeing that money. So wahan pe matlab, that's where like I get very frustrated and feel bleak about this kind of situation, because aapke paas matlab, that's where what you see repeatedly, like that you're not. I've seen now 3 generations maybe of musicians who are, there's a whole scene in a city, and ye band, and they're kind of playing off each other. It's great music, and they're holding their own events, and they're doing that and Falana and Kana. And eventually they just tire out and they get married and they have to get jobs and whatever, and that whole thing fizzles out. And particularly in the internet era where everything is so scattered, it becomes, you don't even have those shared moments. Like everyone in my generation remembers Hash's My Moment. It's not because that was a good song, but it was something
it
we
was a
all knew.
meme nearly, yeah. Which
So
everyone saw.
now, so ab wo doesn't exist, and of course, dunya bhar mein that moment has ended monoculture. But there's because there's industrial mechanisms in place, artists are still able to survive as a profession.
Yeah,
And
they're
that in
small.
Pakistan is so limited. And it's like, so where you make money right now is like film mein and ads ki jingles banana and dramas ki wo banana, like doing voiceover work,
Yeah,
NGOs के काम, और फिर ये जो सारा काम corporates दे रहे हैं.
और फिर
तो
influencer
वो
बन जाओ.
मतलब, और आप ये that's the thing, like I mean, you look at all these musicians, almost all of them are acting,
Yeah,
right? Like and this is like this hip hop is now the world's lingua franca in terms of like pop music, right? वो पाकिस्तान में कौन मतलब no brand wants to do hip hop. It can't do hip hop, right? Like it's just a combination of too many factors where it's just they're too conservative to ever want to do that, and they'll do it like maybe 10 years later or some kind of stupid way. So then you're not being able to participate in like this global moment. I mean, there's still a lot of underground indie stuff being put out, but it's like at the last year in Karachi, I've come across like this extremely exciting rap scenes in Karachi, and it's not from the total elite. Like it has participation from the middle class and the working class, and they're really, it's a really fantastic moment. But where does it go? Like
yeah.
और हिप हॉप इन सारे सीन्स में फिर ये भी होता है कि वो सब बीफ चल रहा है और ये हो रहा है वो
Yeah,
see,
yeah.
well, I'm not even getting into that, but like that's very frustrating to deal with, but यही है कि वो कहाँ जाएगा, right? So यहाँ पे आपको या तो ये चीजें सिरे से बदलें या वही, I mean the only like when I was working at Patari, I used to say this all the time, कि man, I know that, you know, no matter how good we get, at some point something fucked up will happen in Pakistan and everything will collapse. And I used to think what would happen is that the Taliban will take over and ban music. And obviously, something fucked up happened before that, and we felt compelled to leave that organization. But um, that's I think that that's a recurring thing in Pakistan with our with this stream of music. And so, you know, like I gave all that context and everything so that like I feel that, you know, people are just like कि वही कि मतलब अगर एक बंदा सारा आर्मी की तनकीद कर रहा है या कॉर्पोरेट म्यूजिक की कर रहा है तो after a while it's like, oh, screw that guy, man. मैं तंग आ गया हूँ ये सुन के, and I'm actually I'm the real subversive because I think this is lame, and yeah, army is amazing and Pepsi is amazing or whatever. And it was like, sure, I can see why you're bored of hearing the same thing again and again. And so maybe with all this context, it's like, hey, it's, you know, I'm not doing this because I'm an asshole. Like I've experienced, like read up on this and worked in this and reported on this. And so that's the sum total of my understanding of the situation.
Yeah. I think I've taken up a lot of your time. If I may take up a few more minutes and put you through an uncomfortable thought experiment, given how things are and how things have been and how everything gets fucked up at some point or the other, kisi na kisi haal mein, because we don't have this infrastructure in the background which people can fall back on. I want to be a musician in Pakistan now. What realities do I need to be aware of? Summation, matlab, if someone listens to everything you've said so far, that should make sense. But if you were to give some sort of like bullet points, I'm not someone famous. मेरे अब्बा ने कोई industry में कोई काम नहीं किया. I don't have the, like, I'm a normal शहर का middle class kind of person. इतने पैसे हैं मेरे पास कि मैं किसी दोस्त के घर पे recording कर सकता हूँ, ये कर सकता हूँ. What realities do you think I need to be prepared for?
I think, as you were saying this, the Muru kept coming in my head, and I'll explain why. So I haven't asked him this personally, but I remember this conversation or this kind of thing. You know, when Muru started making his YouTube channel, like one of his purposes also was to like kind of, you know, build an audience for his music and everything. And, you know, obviously he's a very talented, creative person, and he built out that kind of, you know, those videos and all of that stuff. And I feel like I don't, you know, his musical output kept falling because you know, he was working on that. So like, I mean, agar tum bhi abhi, but yet like this is what you have to do. So if you're someone who's a musician, and you know, and let's just say that you don't know any contacts, right? तो उसमें आपका फिर यही है कि अच्छा आप अपनी चीजें ऑनलाइन डाल रहे होगे, और ऑनलाइन मतलब आप वो डिपेंड करता है आपके पास पैसे कितने हैं. तो उसके मुताबिक एक जो चीज बदली है कि आप अब गाना बनाना बड़ा सस्ता हो गया है, तो आप वो पूरे मोबाइल पे बैठे बैठे कर सकते हो, राइट? तो उसकी एक वो बड़ा, जो मैं बड़ी देर से वो एलीट KLI वाली बातें कर रहा था, वही मैं बता कि आपके पास पैसे रिकॉर्डिंग के और उसके और फलाने ढमकाने के, क्योंकि फिर जो रीजनल म्यूजिशियंस वगैरह होते हैं, लाइक, तो अक्सर वो तो सेशन वाले बुला लेंगे जो एक बेसिक चीज कर सकते हैं. You know, okay, मतलब वो basic, I don't mean it in a sense of like making it sound like it's simple. What I'm saying is like there's a way, एक system है जिसमें वो काम कर रहे हैं, right? पे यहाँ पे आपके पास वो access पहले शायद ना हो, तो अब आपके पास कोई भी कर सकता है, right? Like, तो वो therefore you see that now when you say anyone in Pakistan wants to be a musician, it can include a lot more people. And like something I haven't mentioned is particularly with gender, because like of all those problems come with class, you could still have money and be a girl and not be allowed to do any of those things. You know, so like that's once again like technology has democratized that process. But आप जब वो गाना बना लेंगे तो अब आप उसको promote करेंगे अपने social media वगैरह वगैरह पे, और social media पे हम सबको पता है कि promote करने के लिए वो आपको constant content बनाना होता है. Instagram हो, YouTube हो, फलाना और ढमकाना हो, आपको रोज कुछ ना कुछ डालेंगे तो एल्गो आपको आगे करेगा, तो ठीक है। तो अब आप जब रोज कुछ ना कुछ बना रहे हैं तो आप गाने तो रोज नहीं बना रहे, राइट? एंड आई हैव सीन दिस सो मेनी टाइम्स, लाइक वो म्यूजिशियंस होते हैं जो who are promoting themselves, if they have talent in making that promotional content, like, you know, they're good at video, they're good at eventually they'll just start going over there, right? Because that's actually something that कहीं ना कहीं थोड़ा बहुत पैसा पूसा तो बन जाएगा, like music में वो क्या कर रहा है उसके साथ, right? So then you promote yourself. It's like, let's say that you manage to resist that need to, that you somehow make a lot of freaking content but are not also becoming a content creator and sticking with your music. Then, you know, you need to also have money to, or to make a music video, whatever. Yeah, you learn the skills to make a video, which once again you can actually then get some paid gigs out of becoming a skilled video or photo editor, right? तो एक और आप उस रास्ते को भी बंद करो, ठीक है, फिर इसमें लगो म्यूजिक में। अच्छा, तो आप परफॉर्म अगर करना है तो अब जैसे कि ये है कि आपका कोई गाना वायरल हो जाए और फिर उस वक्त, यू नो, अब साउंड स्टेशन अभी चला है, राइट? अब जैसे कि नेस्कैफे बेसमेंट, a lot of people like to posit as like the plucky alternative indie corporate show. So what Nescafe Basement does is that it actually takes you out of your band. So you no longer have that brand identity that you might, you know, so if you're on Katakat or if you're on Bayan or whatever, you've created that little brand identity. And if you work with marketing or whatever, you understand how important that is to keep your connection to the viewer. Nescafe Basement takes you out of that. Like it's sort of like the slave soldiers in the Delhi Sultanate. you connect, you sever their connection with what got them there, and then so, oh, okay, yeah, I really remember when Nescafe Basement did Mr. Fraudier cover, but I actually don't really remember the musicians in it because there were 2-3-4 bands के थे और ये था,
थे कुछ बच्चे,
और Nescafe Basement का brand हो गया और ये वो and फलाना ढिमकाना. And so this is, I'm not saying that somebody had bad intentions doing this, but that's the structure.
That's the reality. Yeah.
और you know, so अब आपके पास Battle of the Bands में, you know, SKM doesn't even make the cut, right? Okay, chalo, and the guys who are judging that music, you know, it's interesting, and so what I'm trying to say is कि आपके पास फिर ये एक पूरी एक नई, या आपने अगर ये सारे रास्ते बंद कर दिए, अब आप इस पूरी पॉलिटिक्स में पड़ रहे हैं कि आप किसी ना किसी तरह इस किसी शो वो पे आ जाएं. और बाय द वे, अब आपकी जो चुन्नी पुन्नी कम्युनिटी है म्यूजिशियंस की, तो वो सब के पास कोई गिग्स नहीं है, बट द मिनट एनी ऑफ यू गेट्स दिस, एवरीवन इज जस्ट लाइक पोस्टिंग फेसबुक स्टेटसेस एंड बीइंग लाइक sell out and falana out, and so, you know, you have to obviously deal with a lot of it is emotionally upsetting, traumatic. Your friends all think you're a dickhead, right? And then you do, and you have to act like a bit of a dickhead, vagara, and you know, once again, now even if you make it big in music and you become a little bit of a popular name, then drama guys will come to you and be like, hey, I'll pay you more money, you will be a lead actor. So ठीक है, आपने भी मना कर दिया, आप कोक स्टूडियो पे आ गए और आपने कोक फेस्टिवल, आप कश्मीर जैसे आपने 100 कॉन्सर्ट्स कर लिए 2 साल में, तो वहां पे मतलब वही है कि वो उसके बाद अब आप फिर से तो बैटल ऑफ बैंड पे नहीं आएंगे, और पेप्सी तो आपके 100 नहीं करा रहा कॉन्सर्ट के वो, तो अब आपने मतलब, यू नो, व्हाट्स नेक्स्ट. एंड ये है कि अगर आपको कोई गिग मिलता भी है, लाइक सर इस्लामाबाद में मिलता है, ठीक है, वो कहते हैं यार हम आपको 2.5 लाख रुपए देंगे, which is a lot of money. अब ये तो कश्मीर में रहते हैं बॉयज, कराची में रहते हैं, राइट? सो अब ये 30 हजार के टिकट हैं, वहां रहने का खर्चा है, वहां खाना पीना है, वहां करीम के खर्चे हैं, अब वो कौन देगा पैसे? मतलब ना, अब वो जो प्रमोटर है वो 2.5 लाख इसको दे रहा है, वो 40% हुकूमत को दे रहा है टैक्सेस पे और फलाना, तो वो टिकट कितने का रखेगा? 3,000 का रखेगा? 3,000 का पागल है कि उसको अगर आ रहा है तो कह रहा अच्छा 3,000 में तो लाइक, यू नो, मेरी तो बम फट जानी चाहिए. So that's a fair expectation, right? Like what are you spending $3,000 on? So that's, you know, like that's where all these things. So now where you are that musician, that's the question. Just everything is working out for you creatively, and you've got that support and all the breaks. Every break goes your way. This is your reality. Right. So that's, I mean, is oh, I didn't mention what the biggest benefactor of Pakistani entertainment these days is, of course, the ISPR.
Oh yeah.
So
Haha.
that's one way of making money.
Yeah, Milli Nagme type आप कुछ कर लें, positive image. Well, I mean,
I
ISP
met someone. I met someone who was creating, um, who was dubbing Chinese dramas into Urdu, and they were doing that because the state wanted to create greater acceptance of Chinese culture in our society, um, because we're going to have such economic cooperation with them and all of that. So, so you know, that's your ways of making money, etc. But like, making money doing the thing you love, and this being the only way you make money, like, is the only way to do that then is to have been born in the
yeah,
70s and been a famous musician in the 80s or 90s,
yeah.
and then you
I
can do
think
that.
I think what we're coming towards is the reality के if you have any expectation कि मैं musician बन जाऊंगा, this is nothing now. इतनी सारी बात करने के बाद I'm going to say something that is not a surprise to anyone. If you're thinking कि मैं musician बन जाऊंगा and that's going to pay my bills और ये वो, तो that 500 things need to go right for that to happen, and if even if it does, it's not going to be the way you thought it would.
So yeah.
तो अगर आपको करना है म्यूजिक तो आप सिर्फ इसलिए करें क्योंकि आपको शौक है. कुछ भी अच्छा हो जाए, that's an added bonus, but you can't have any
So
expectation.
I'm gonna end this
Yeah.
With I don't know if you want to take hope from it. It's my favorite story to tell about Pakistani music. It is extremely dark.
Oh no.
I feel Pakistanis will appreciate it, but other people will just be like, these people are crazy. Um, I think it's very important. So अब मैंने सारी बातें की ना, अब तो उसमें मतलब कि इसका एक ये है कि I'm going to give an obscure reference. Have you read Watchmen?
Yeah.
So you know that कौन है यार, blue boy जो मार्स वार्स चला जाता है और कहता है fuck, मैं तंग आ गया उन लोगों से, और फिर वो अपनी गर्लफ्रेंड को वहां लाता है, and then he's like, bro, yeah, दुनिया fucked up है, but also like so many fucked up things had to happen for you to be born, and that's a miracle, right? Like, so I'm saying all of these things, obviously all of these things have to go, but like there's you know, these are just the probabilistic things, but like there's also the minuscule something else happens, and that in itself, you know, there's always something miraculous. And the reason that I have hope is music, as I said at the start, is very important to Pakistan. So I give this example. It's matlab na कि it's a bizarre example, but you can't argue with it. Okay? It's a mic drop example. So 2014, terrorists enter the Army Public School in Peshawar and murder little children. And it's possibly one of the worst things to ever happen in Pakistan as a nation. It leads to the army launching a military operation. The military operation, I'm not going to talk about whatever, but after a certain while, the army declares that it has, you know, achieved its goals, and it releases a bunch of songs and kind of promotional material to change the narrative around, you know, because there's a lot of thinking in Pakistan that we really have lost the hearts and minds, and you know, a lot of people think Islam ye kehta hai aur hum galat rasta aur falan and falan. You know, so they was trying to provide some clarity and everything. And so one thing, and the Pakistan Army has obviously released songs for promotional purposes. Misha say 65, 71, etc. So they put out this song, and its lyrics are "बड़ा दुश्मन बना फिरता है जो बच्चों से लड़ता है," ठीक है? And you know, it's sung by children, or it sounds like it's sung by children, and you know, it's from that the first person perspective, and you know, they're kind of like, it's like a child asking the terrorists, why would you want to kill me? And then like, you know, you're bada the dushman bana firta hai, right? So it's taunting, and it's demeaning, demoralizing, and all of those things. the Taliban, this is generalization, the militants, extremists, whatever, there was the Tehreek-e-Taliban Pakistan, which had spent the last, also so many years, and all their kind of ideological counterparts murdering musicians, bombing Peshawar's music market, like assaulting and torturing musicians, and saying that music is haram and all of that. The same guys put out a cover of the army song. It's on YouTube, and I'm shit you not, it's the same melody, and it's chorus is बड़ा जनरल बना फिरता है जो डॉलर लेके लड़ता है.
Oh God.
And so why?
Yeah, why?
Because even the militants, even the Taliban or the TTP realizes that in this society, if you want to get your ideas across in a popular way, you do it through music. That's how important music is to Pakistan. Even the guys who are willing to murder people for it still have to resort to it. So, our relationship with music is extremely deep, is extremely embedded. It cannot, ye jo bhi hostile society, 100% these are huge issues, but
yeah,
this is thousands of years old. This is so it's as overnight nahi khatam hona kuch. But the industry, and that's that confusion we have,
Yeah.
So like, oh, and they are falan kana. Let's make that distinction. Like, music is I don't want to jinx it, and you never want to predict anything in Pakistan, but for the foreseeable future, music is not going away anywhere.
Yeah, that literally is the answer to a question that I was going to ask at some point towards the end. But ठीक है, Amar Naqvi, thank you very much. Links to his stuff, all the articles where he's mentioned, all the research I did, that'll be in the description. And ठीक है, there's a lot more questions. I'll pester you again at some point in the future if this wasn't too painful an experience.
I mean, yeah, if like more than 8 people listen to it, then we can do like a part 2 or something.
8?
But like
that's our magic. ठीक है जी, I'm going to stop recording now. Thank you for coming. Thank you for listening, watching, etc. And we'll see you again next week. Okay, Khuda Hafiz.